Welcome to our short video sharing our safety guideline protocols. It is important that any questions that you have are directed straight away to welfare. That's welfare@houston.nae.school. Please do not contact your child's class teacher or form tutor at this stage. It is really important that these requests and questions all go through one central place, which for us is our fabulous welfare team, and they will advise and guide you from this point forward as to what you need to do next. We ask that all families monitor their health and be alert for symptoms on the Health Screening Questionnaire based on CDC and Harris County Public Health HCPH guidance. If your child experiences any of these symptoms, it is necessary to keep them and any siblings at home until they are fever and symptom-free based on the guidance. If a child or staff member begins to show symptoms of COVID-19 whilst at school, they will be immediately isolated and a parent or emergency contact will be expected to pick them up. All siblings and family members will also be sent home. Before returning to school, we ask families to follow the guidelines based on CDC and HCPH. We are now going to go through each of the 4 different possibilities as displayed in this chart. And we hope that going through this with you will make it a little bit clearer so you know where your child falls and what procedure to follow. So we are going to start in column 3. That may sound strange, but from our experience this is the best way to explain how to use this chart. Column 3 is about if you are sick with COVID-19 through a positive test, or really importantly, if you have any COVID-19 related symptoms. If you find yourself in column 3 and you remain in column 3, then you may return to school after 3 days with no fever and your respiratory symptoms have improved and 10 days have passed since your symptoms first appeared. Please note, siblings and family members must also stay at home. So it's now that we move to column 1. This is for anyone that has had close contact with an individual with known, suspected or possible COVID-19, whether that individual was symptomatic or asymptomatic. If a member of our community had shown or thought they had any symptoms of COVID-19, they were in column 3, which means that their siblings would fall into column 1. If you find yourself in column 1, you must stay at home for 14 days after exposure. You are advised to check your temperature twice a day and watch for any symptoms of COVID-19. And if possible, stay away from people who are high risk for getting very sick from COVID-19. We now move into column 4. This, from our experience, is where we find most people end up. So you end up in column 4 if you started in column 3 because you had symptoms, but then you've been evaluated by a medical professional with an alternative diagnosis. It is then up to you to follow your medical provider's guidance, and in most cases you will then be allowed to come back to school, and your siblings, who were then in column 1, are also then allowed to come back to school with you. Column 2 is all about if you've actually tested positive for COVID-19 but you have no symptoms. If you find yourself in column 2, you may return to school after you continue to have no symptoms and 10 days have passed since your test. Siblings and family members must also stay at home until you can all return together. We hope you found this little video guide useful, and we hope you found it a bit more easy to find your way through the different columns. If in doubt, please contact welfare@houston.nae.school for any advice and guidance.